What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Move Better channel. I'm your host, Dr. Joe, and this is the Professor John Penacerrada. Today, we're going to give you guys a little bit of a progression exercises for runner's knee. So let's go back to what runner's knee is, okay?
What is it?
Runner's knee could be a variety of different things. Basically, people who run a lot, dealing with knee pain. Now, it's important to get assessed to figure out where the problem really is coming from, because with knee pain, there are so many different ways that we can diagnose it, and there's so many differentials. It could be a patellar tracking disorder. It could be an IT band syndrome.
Yep.
It could be patellar tendonitis. It could be a muscle imbalance. It could be meniscus injury. It could be ligamentous structures.
Yep.
It could be cartilaginous, where the cartilage structures are starting to break down. It could be chondromalacia patella, where the patella starts to soften up. So many different ways that we can diagnose a problem with runner's knee, but we need to figure out exactly where the problem is coming from. So it's important to get assessed. It's important to get checked to see where the problem is really lying. But today we're going to progress you guys. In a past video, you guys can check out this link right down below here to see what the exercises are to start with, which is the foam rolling exercises, the stretching, and the quick activation techniques that you can utilize for activation of the quad to decrease that pain.
Yep.
Now, with runner's knee, remember, as I said in a past video as well, we talked about that a problem with one area is probably caused by above or below the joint, and we need to figure out where that problem lies. And so if you want to do an assessment, here's another video that you guys can check out, and you can check out that assessment with the hips and the ankles to see where the problem is lying. Over this way, maybe. I don't know where they're going to put it. But wherever the problem is really lying, you guys want to assess yourself, check out your range of motion, and see where the problem is.
One of the first exercises we can do to help with runner's knees is called star reaches, all right? You could do this as basic as just your body weight, no equipment necessary, or if you want to go into a higher intensity, if you're already getting really good at this pattern, you could use like a Bosu ball for this type of exercise. But right now, let's just go with a movement pattern without any equipment. So what Dr. Joe is going to do is going to stand up, and he's going to put one leg off the floor and allow the supporting leg to take on most of the weight. Okay. What I like to tell people is pretend you're like on a clock, right? You're standing in the middle of a clock, and you see all the numbers right there. Okay. And what you're going to do is, as he's standing on his left leg, with his right foot, he's going to try to reach for all 12. The different times of the clock. So that's 12, that's 1, that's 2, that's 3, okay? And what he's working on here is,
when I'm coming up,
yeah,
I lock my knee.
You come up, make sure you come up and fully extend the knee, okay? Reach out and then lock the knee. There you go. So what this is creating is allowing your body to go through all the different ranges of motion that it's designed to do, and let the knee support the body and go through its whole function as it's supporting it. And if you really look at this pattern, this is how we walk, run, and move throughout the day, okay? He goes through all the ranges of motion in one leg. Usually, he will feel the burn.
Feel it
not
in
just
the ankle
in the knee,
and
but
the knee.
ankle and hip as well.
Yeah.
Okay, and go through the whole pattern. And then obviously you want to do it to the other side as well, okay? If the balance is really, really a problem, you could always kind of help yourself out, maybe lightly put your hand on a post or whatnot. But the key here is to go through a movement pattern where the knee flexes and then fully extends, and you're creating a situation where your hip is being able to be challenged and mobilize itself and support the whole body.
So one of the problems that I see a lot of people with knee pain when they're running, or runner's knee, is they have problems going up or down the stairs. And a lot of the time, from my observation that I've seen, is when people have problems going up the stairs, chances are it's probably a hip issue. Whereas when they're going down the stairs, a lot of the time it's a quadricep muscle issue. And so what we want to do is we want to teach him how to go up and down the stairs. So first thing I want you to do, because it's probably going to be a little bit easier, is have him learn to get on a slant board. And the slant board, if you guys don't have a slant board at home, you guys can utilize a big weight that allow your ankle or your foot to be slightly dorsiflexed. Now from here, I'm just going to have him balance on this slant board, and just worry about learning to control this quadricep muscle. Now, John, this is what I'll have you do. I'll have you hold on to these two sticks, and all he's going to do here is going to keep this foot off the ground, and he's going to go down, and he's going to tap the toe, and he's going to come all the way up, and he's going to lock, and he's going to balance on this leg. Now, as he's balancing, he's kind of stretching out his calf muscle, and at the same time activating his shins, the muscles of his shins, which is your anterior tib. And he's going to go down and up. Now, what I want you to do is I want you to try to lightly tap your foot on behind you here. Bend the knee, focus on that, and lock out. Bend the knee and lock back out. And this will allow your quadricep muscles, your hips to work together to be able to activate the pain in your knee, or deactivate the pain in your knee. Go ahead and relax. Now that one is going to be more of a hip dominant exercise, whereas now go ahead and face downwards. Let's have you use these again, these sticks. Now as he's going down, now it's going to be more knee dominant, and as he's reaching down to touch and then he comes back up, lock the knee. Down and up. So one of the things you guys can do, again, if you guys have progressed from the past exercises that we've done, this exercise should not be painful. Now, if it hurts and to go down still, hold right here, lock the knee out. Work on loading the joint and activating the quadricep muscle to allow to stabilize the knee. And you don't have to go all the way down. Go ahead and go halfway down there, and right back up. Remember, pain-free movement is what we're looking for. We're not trying to just say, hey, you have to be forced in these positions. But this is a great quadricep muscle, quadricep exercise. If you're even working on activating the quad for bodybuilding or whatever, these exercises, these type of mini squats can help a lot. Now go ahead into a mini squat. Place both feet on there. I'll take this away from you. Now he can even go into mini squats on a slant board that will allow for activation of this knee. Now, if this is way too easy for you, you can always add more load. You can add more weight to this area. So you could use a kettlebell, you could use dumbbells. If you're safe enough and you know how to do it, place a bar on your back, but don't be afraid to load the joint. Make sure that, again, it is pain-free movement when activating these muscles. So the last exercise we have is the sissy squat. Now, there's variations of the sissy squat. Now, they say sissy squats, but these exercises are far from being sissy, right? These exercises are definitely an exercise that can challenge the quadricep muscle at the knee. And so one of the things that John's going to do here is go ahead and hold on. And we're going to do some basic movements because, again, we don't know where you're at with your fitness levels. We don't know where you're at with your knee strength, but be very, very cautious when doing these exercises. I highly recommend don't do it without professional supervision if you've never done it before, or if you're pretty strong at it and you can handle the load, go for it. So what we're going to do here is we're going to bring your feet closer together, right there. So his feet are inside shoulder width apart, inside his shoulder length, and what he's going to do is he's going to try to keep his upper body straight, and he's just going to bend at his knees, heels come off the ground, and he's going to lean backwards. His upper body stays straight, and then he comes right back up. Oh! And so the goal here is to try to stay as straight as you can as you're doing the squat and come right back up. Now, John is going full range. If you guys haven't done this before, just go right there, go down, and then right back up. You can do it in isometric fashion, but really, what does this mimic? This mimics leg extension exercises. If you guys have a leg extension machine, you guys can just jump to a leg extension machine. But if you guys don't have it, or you guys are out there and you guys are trying to warm up for your long run that you have to do, these are a great exercise to work on the muscles that surround and stabilize the knee. And it, again, forces the activation of the quadricep muscles when there's pain in that area. So first step, hold it at that position for about 30 seconds. Leave it there and see how your quads feel. Then you're going to go into a full extension exercise, and you're going to do about 15 repetitions. High repetitions to activate the nervous system and recruit more muscle as you go down, up, and down into these positions. So again, you guys, these are the exercises that are a progression from the exercises that we've done in the past, okay? These are to try to load the joint, try to load the tissues that surround and stabilize the knee. Now remember, as I said before, it could be coming from above or below the knee joint. And so the most important thing to take away from this is, if you know where the problem is really coming from, start from that area first. Work on either strengthening the hip or working on mobility of the hip or mobility of the ankles before you all of a sudden just start doing some strengthening exercises for the knee, right? Because the knee is a stable joint.
Yep.
We want to work mobility first, the mobile joints first, before we start working on stability joints.
You may not want to do the exercise and seek for professional help.
Exactly, and we're here to help you guys out if you guys need. Make sure you check us out at Shift, SHFT, and that's Spine Health Functional Therapies.
Yep.
We're here to help you guys out. If you guys have gone through these exercises, comment below, let us know how you guys did. Let us know how we did. We'll give you guys more exercises as we go on, and there's a ton of exercises that we can help you with. Thanks for joining us, you guys. We'll see you guys in the next video.